session. I think Council President Conyers is, he's going to be coming in just a little late. I think he's traveling. And then Councilman Gammons, Mondays are tough on him too, this work session.
Rolls in right for prayer.
Yeah, he'll be here shortly. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Item number one on the work session agenda is a presentation on the results of the Fly Creek Canine Source Tracking Study by Cody Alloy from Mobile Bay National Estuary Program.
Hi, I'm not Cody.
Okay.
I just wanted to remind everybody before, and go ahead and introduce Cody, but just remind everybody that we did, they came to us a little while back to give us the presentation about what they were going to do, and just remind everyone that we did go ahead and provide them with some funding for this, and they're now here to present us with the results. And Cody is here. Also, Jason Kadulis, the new director for the Mobile Bay National Estuary Program, is here, and he'll be back at another time to just talk to you again about the Mobile Bay National Estuary Program. But Cody is here to give us the results.
All right.
Good afternoon. First of all, I want to say thank you for having us and giving us the opportunity to explain the results that we got from this. I think this is a very cool project, and I want to thank you, Fairhope, for kind of being ground zero on this. So really quickly, I think we've briefed you guys on this at a previous session, but just the purpose of this was we wanted to assess whether there was in fact wastewater contamination in Fly Creek, and we wanted to evaluate the performance of this novel technology that we've developed. And so it was, it really was kind of a multifaceted approach to environmental management. The goals of this, we wanted to test this approach. This is like I said, it is novel, it is new. It's been done one other time. We wanted to try to improve the speed and efficiency of field investigations. When we have these leaks or we have these high bacteria levels, it can cause ruckus, and everybody wants to know what's going on, and so this is a way to make that a little bit more expeditious. And we wanted to better target the laboratory testing. We want to provide those good follow-up actions. Again, the objectives we wanted to sampled in priority locations throughout Fly Creek, and I'll go into a little bit more of that. We wanted to screen some samples with the wastewater detector canine, and then confirm the results with the laboratory, and then assess performance for future deployment. Essentially, we want to let this thing loose and see where it goes. So what you see in front of you is kind of a screenshot of the whole entirety of the process, and I'm going to go through each one of these in very brief detail. But without further ado, the site selection. So we looked at sites and we said, hey, where are there issues? And so we looked and said, hey, there are existing water quality information, and we want to see, what the dog is saying at those sites. So there's areas that have high bacterial, and there's areas that have low bacteria levels. And so the existing data really kind of helped identify areas with recurring issues. And so we wanted to kind of provide that for a public-facing information, if you will. And so you'll kind of see there's different colored dots on this map. Really quickly, these are kind of the results of the samples. And so we took 12 samples. Of the 12 samples, 5 were deemed non-viable due to laboratory errors, but the other 7 we were able to test with both the dog and the laboratory. So the canine screening, the samples were used to screen in a single blind process. Essentially, we wanted to make sure that the handler did not know what the dog was searching. We wanted to do that to try to avoid any kind of handler bias, which is a common problem throughout the canine world. The handler is, I like to say, the weakest link of the dog team, and so we wanted to make sure that the handler had no idea what he was looking for to make sure that our results weren't biased. Laboratory analysis, we tested for 2 different things. E. coli was one of the things that we tested for, which is essentially bacteria levels. This is being done with Alabama Water Watch and other entities in the area. And what they're doing is there's something called R cards, and they're just testing for bacteria levels. So we don't know where these are coming from. It's like, hey, you have you have cancer. Well, what kind of cancer is it, and how do we treat it? We also did an MSC test, which stands for male-specific coliphage. This is a virus that attaches itself to a bacteria, and it is what the FDA uses as the gold standard for identifying human presence of wastewater. So this is kind of the gold standard of how we're identifying sewage. And it matters because that, just because we have high bacteria levels doesn't necessarily mean that there's a sewage problem. And so we want to make sure that we kind of had that at the forefront. Laboratory results. This is the kind of the nitty gritty. We had 4 locations that had higher bacteria levels, and these were identified in other instances too. It's not just us, but these do have recurring high bacteria levels, and you'll see that this is what the lab exactly said. Now you'll see some codes here. Those are just the location codes that we had, and we can provide more information on that if you're interested. But the E. coli levels, again, were high, and the male-specific coliphage levels were low. So you had high bacteria levels, and you had negative male-specific coliphage, which is the human sewage component of it.
Can I ask a question real
Yes,
quick?
sir.
What would be the high level for the MSC?
Anything above, so you'll see here TNTC, which means too numerous to count.
Right.
That would be a very high level. But because those were the lab error ones, we discarded those and we didn't use them. And that was deemed a lab error. That wasn't like, hey, we just didn't want to include these. But anything above 5 would probably be something that you would want to worry about.
Anything, okay, so
Yes,
it's
sir.
just below 5, I didn't know if it was 20,
No, yeah.
we were.
No,
okay,
anything above 5 is where you want to start looking at stuff a little bit more closely.
Okay.
And so this is a side-by-side kind of comparison to the canine results. You'll see that we did include 2 spiked samples, so we wanted to ensure that the dog was actually finding sewage. So we actually didn't get any positive results when we screened Fly Creek. So we had to make some. And what we did is we put sewage that was pulled from the Fairhope wastewater treatment facility and included it in the sample, and the dog was able to find that with no problems. Which was very interesting, kind of confirmed what we already kind of knew, but again, it was a big breakthrough in our program. In summary, like I said, we collected 12 samples. We wanted to make sure they were from priority areas. We didn't want to just go willy-nilly out there. We did a lot of homework when it came to selecting these sites. Several of those locations had elevated bacteria levels, but were negative for the MSC. The canine screening was consistent with the laboratory findings, which is what we wanted, and we demonstrated that the canine can be quickly identify potential human waste sources. This could be something that could be implemented in natural disaster. There's endless applications. The proposed next steps, what we would like to do is additional canine screening in Fly Creek. We would like to build our data set. While we do have good information and it is promising, we would like to build that up so where we can kind of show statistically that it is a little bit more consistent. And then we also wanted to apply these results for better follow-up testing, infrastructure repairs, mitigation efforts, guiding what you guys decide to do, or at least assist in that. And then we want to use the canine to screen infrastructure, technical assistance, help you guys out, and essentially we want to support an approach to help Fairhope respond faster to water quality concerns. And with that, I will answer any questions that you have.
I have 2.
Yes, sir.
The non-viable samples, do you have any concern over that? I mean, the fact that you had so many samples that didn't produce results that you could use?
Yeah, no, sir. We do not. So the EPA was the entity that was doing the laboratory work, and I have full faith in the Environmental Protection Agency when it comes to this type of work. And so the issue was an issue with the control. There was just a mix-up with labeling, and so those were pulled out. They were done in several batches, and that control for that was...
So there was no reason to believe that any of those samples had high bacteria levels?
No,
or
sir.
E. coli?
No, because it showed that they had the lower bacteria levels, but they had, off-the-wall male-specific coliphage, and you would see a higher bacteria level, and you would see a higher male-specific
The
coliphage
second
level.
question is a little more political. Do you feel like this might vindicate the city of Fairhope over the years of being, accused of having sewage going into, say, Fly Creek, and just because they were measuring E. coli, and we were saying, no, you got geese, you got cows, you got all this other. So-
I'll say this. Yeah, you sure can. I was going to say we follow the science, but I'll let Jason.
So we only have a data point of 1 so far. So So this was an innovative pilot with the city to show that this technology can work. We're certainly interested in pursuing that further to build the data set. If we get to a confidence where this trend continues, and we take out those human errors with the lab, then I think there'll be a much higher confidence level for you to make a deduction like that.
What he said. Yes, sir.
Can I add to that?
Sure. Yeah, this is Paul Orcrett. Sorry, this is Paul Orcrett. He was the canine trainer that we hired
Okay,
to,
yes, sir. Yes,
to
sir.
do this.
Then please do.
Yeah, and a Fairhope resident, yes, sir.
Yeah, you come to the microphone.
Yeah, why don't you come up here?
Yeah, come on.
To the
They,
mic,
they
if you
can't
don't
hear
mind.
you if on the video if you're not on the microphone.
I agree with what Jason just said, that we need to try to build a larger data set. But what I want to make sure that we don't get caught up in is that word data set. From a scientific perspective, very important. But I can tell you from being in the canine industry for 37 years now and have found a couple hundred IEDs and bombs and guns and narcotics throughout my career, I think the industry has a data set and has proven that these dogs have an ability to detect a trained target odor regardless of what that target odor is. And again, I agree with what Jason's saying, but I hope that this project doesn't die because of data set and lack of funding, if that makes sense. We know the dogs can do it. I can tell you right now, anybody in here that has a dog, dogs don't do anything for no reason. There's got to be something in it for them. And if with all of the work that we've put into this and, you know, the test and assessment that was done at Dauphin Island Sea Lab initially, on top of all the other things that we've done that the estuary program is done in this project, I think we're, from my perspective, dogs can do this. Dogs can do it. We just need some more support from our community and other communities to give us an opportunity to do it. So that's the point that I just wanted to try to hammer home. We figured out how to do it, and the dogs are reliable.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my take on what you said is that there's no reason to doubt the accuracy of these results in order to prove Jack's point that it's not been human waste that has been the contaminant and that it could be outside, whether it's animal, geese, whatever it may be. You need more studies
Yeah,
to
I think we definitely
back
need-
it up. It's just not there right now, but is it there tomorrow, or was it there 5 years ago?
We need more opportunities to get those data set. So, you know, our city, with the issues on high bacteria levels, why not utilize a dog to see
I'm
where
really
we're at?
interested in the mouth of the creek there because of all the boats, and there were, you know, several liveaboards at the time. There aren't anymore, and it could have been a source, and they're not there. So, you know, to say something like I said, I said it was
Yeah.
political, but it was. We've been vilified, and you know, there is a possibility that there were other sources of that. So
Well, we could
I'd like
use
to
it as
really know.
use it as more of a proactive tool. You know, you don't have to use a program like this just when there's an issue. If there's areas of concern, do random screenings proactively. So, thank you.
I think the other thing too, I was just going to mention, is that you're able to get that information instantaneously.
Right.
You know, with the dogs. I think that's one of the perks of this.
Yeah, and thank you very much, Mayor. That's it's a lot to cram. There's a lot of science that went into this, and there's a lot of nuances. But you know, we wanted to make sure that we got the point across. But yes, it does take some time to do these tests in the laboratory, and the dog does give you more instantaneous results.
So is that going to help you find a solution?
It will help you find a solution. But
I just thought you were
No.
just going to do it all.
I mean, I'd look if put a hard hat on me, and I'll figure it out. There's a YouTube video out there, I'm sure, that tells you how to do it. But.
Did you take some bleach out there?
And well, I don't know about that, no, we do hope that this is a tool that we can provide to you guys to help you assess. Like, okay, we've got dog hits saying that it is human. We probably need to start looking at our infrastructure, or
Are you
instead
going to test the bay water?
I'm sorry, say that
Are you
again.
going to test the bay water?
We would like to test a lot of stuff, but again, this is resources and money and things like that. So we're limited in both of those, but.
This is incredibly fascinating to
Yeah.
accuracy and just what we saw here is very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to talk to you afterwards about some of the more finer nuances of the project and how accurate the dog truly is. When you break it down, it is very interesting.
Did you take the dogs along the bayfront, just right along the beach?
We are currently working on, let me preface with this. In Iraq and Afghanistan, when I deployed to both of those places, one of the big issues that we had was buried IEDs, and that's teaching a dog to find something that's subsurface would be too easy. So we're exploring pathways to do that right now.
Jimmy's here.
Welcome. But yeah, no, we're exploring pathways to do that, and if that's something that the city wanted, then I'm sure we would probably find a way to accommodate that.
Any questions, Jimmy?
All sounded great.
Thank y'all.
Thank you guys very much. I
Thank you
appreciate
so
your time.
much.
Thank you.
All right. Item number 2 is a discussion on the 3C funding program through the Baldwin County Commission. Mr. Richard Johnson.
Good evening. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Just some quick background. The county last year rolled out a program that they called 30 Cube, where they basically came up with transportation dollars for municipalities to apply for projects to get 50/50 fund matching to improve local transportation that also has a benefit to the county as well as to the municipality. That money got gobbled up very quickly, and it was such a success that they have expanded that program to what they're calling their C3 funding, and they're doubling the funds. They're putting $60 million available to multiply by 2 to get to $120 million worth of improvements throughout the Baldwin County and our local transportation. At the same time, as you know, we did a presentation of the findings of the Twin Beach Corridor Safety and Traffic Improvement Study, and we had a review by the Traffic Safety and Control Committee, and then a very good discussion here. And you expressed your desire of one of the recommendations was to take care of the issues at the intersection of Booth and Founders and Twin Beach with a roundabout, as well as some improvements to the pedestrian crossings, and even looking forward into the future to improvements further up at 98 and Twin Beach, as well as down at Fairfield and Summer Lakes. With the fact-finding and your input from this, we're here before you to ask your support in applying for the C3 funding through the county for at least the initial phase of this project. As you know, one of the challenges with this intersection is that there's not only a lot of drainage that has to be addressed in order to be able to build a roundabout there. Most likely there'll be some utility relocates, which adds to the cost of projects like this. And our recommendation at this point in time is to go ahead and ask for what we think is sufficient enough dollars to make this project go forward, understanding it's going to go over 2 budget years, meaning there's if on October 1st or the first meeting in October you could award a contract to an engineer to do the design for the roundabout, we wouldn't be out to bid for another year in realistic terms. So we know that we can defer those costs over multiple budget years. I think this is an opportunity. There's not too many entities out there that is offering 50 cents on the dollar funding for these type of projects, and probably the most attractive of this grant, if we want to call that, is it doesn't come with all of the federal strings attached requirements such as cultural resource evaluations, archaeologists, historic, and all of the things that you have to do before you can ever get a project to design and actually to construction. This is local dollars that the county has come, so we don't have, and I hate to use the word burdensome, but we don't have that burdensome requirements when it is state or federal dollars for all of the compliance that we have to go through that generally never makes the project better. It's just things that you have to check, verify that you actually own the right of way and everything else. So it is exciting to take an opportunity of this. I will tell you that the county commissioners and the county engineer leaned on both the mayor and I, saying that y'all need to get in on this because you're really one of the few communities that has not asked for this funding, and they're concerned that even at doubling the amount for this year, it's going to go fast. I'll be glad to answer any questions.
But didn't you say 3 years when we did the engineering this coming year, or did we divide over the next 2 years?
I realistically think it will spread over 3 budget years, because really the hard cost that we'll have is 50% of the engineering this year, and getting into any construction in FY '27, if any, it would be just a little bit at the very end of FY '27, and this project's going to spread out over another year plus, so.
Questions, council? Are we up to $5 million on, that's more than just the roundabout though, isn't it? That 5 million, wouldn't that be all of the recommendations?
I would hope that it would cover all of it, but until we get into designing the roundabout, I mean, it's going to be some
I
expensive
know it's a little
drainage in it.
tricky right there.
Yes.
But still, 5 million?
Yeah, I do think it probably gets all of our pedestrian improvements, but probably it may not cover the widening that they show at 98 to put in that right turn lane off of Greeno going northbound, which is desperately needed because people are driving on the shoulder there, as well as getting the dedicated left turn lanes for both Summer Lakes and Fairfield, which would make the corridor much safer and more efficient as well.
I'd still like to change the way we put things out for bid and say, we have this budget, this is what we want done, can you do it?
The good thing is I do think we're getting a lot more competitive bidding.
We are getting
We are,
that.
and we're getting more people to respond, so I think that's pushing our costs down some,
It
which is
seems like
nice
every
to
time we
see.
put 5 million out there, it's
comes in
5.5.
at- yeah,
It's just
4.999.
Something about putting a number out there, they seem to hit it every time. And Richard, you're good, but I mean, that's about 100% of the time. Anything else, Council?
All right, and there is an agenda item on tonight's agenda, authorizing the mayor to make the request, so.
Quick, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, item number 3 is a discussion on the submission to Baldwin County Commission's CDBG-DR LGRIP, the LGRIP, in the amount of $2 million, and authorizes Mayor Sherry Sullivan to sign all necessary documents. If awarded, the funding will pay for the 12-inch water main loop connector east of Fish River, with a total project cost of $2,903,499.18, with the city's match being $903,499.18. Nicole?
I told Nicole, I said, I can do the background on this one, because I know Noel and I have been talking a lot about it, and Nicole has been involved too, but, most of you probably remember some conversation that we have about all those customers east of, Fish River. We have about 1,200 customers on that side of the river, and the need to build in some, resiliency in that area, simply because of some things that happened during Sally and Zeta. This money is specifically used for that. For resiliency projects to help homeowners during Sally and Zeta. It's something the county and ADECA, I believe, has been struggling with over the past several years of exactly how to use this money. So that's why it's coming to you tonight. We knew that it was going to be close to over, $2 million or more to do improvements in that area. But as we're continuing to add customers, we decided to look at this money and see if it was something that we might qualify for. We still don't know if we're going to get it, to be honest. We've made it to the second round or third round.
So there were 3 phases of
Okay.
application. 2 were internal. The county hired a consultant. They did 2 rounds, 2 phases of application, and then it went to the Baldwin County Commission. The commission approved a list of projects
Now it
for
goes to
different
ADECA.
municipalities. We were on that list. And then that list now goes to ADECA for the final approval.
Yes.
The reason why it's $2 million is because that's all that they will allow the municipalities to submit. They also will only accept construction costs. They won't accept engineering and design or CE&I or anything like that. So,
That's fine.
so Noel's cost estimate for this project was about 2.9 million, and the 900,000 is CE&I cost, engineering and design. So we would have to cover that cost of it, but the 2 million would be fully construction cost for this.
There's no matching part for the construction?
There is no matching for the construction, just
That
that
is
is
the
the match.
900,000
The
would be our
900,000 is the match.
Yeah.
But just in case you're looking at it from a percentage standpoint, there's not really a percentage. It's just we can only apply for up to 2 million. So, and again, we're not even sure that we're going to be awarded. It's pretty competitive, and to be honest, it's been kind of confusing the way the process has been mapped out.
Well, and the county only has $13.3 million to allocate to all of the municipalities, so.
No, we do not serve any commissioners there that I'm aware of, so.
That'd be helpful.
Yes.
Is this a project we would proceed with if we don't get this funding, or are we gonna pause and
I mean, to
reconsider?
be honest, we might not do it right away, but
Right.
eventually to continue to serve those folks on the other side of Fish River, we're gonna have to do some improvements to our system. We know that, so it will be something that we will have to do eventually.
Yeah, we have about 1,200 customers
Yeah.
over on that side.
You
Get the
know, and
money.
yeah.
Pay for itself in
yeah.
about roughly 2 years.
Yeah,
And a
yeah,
quick-
I think
ran
that
some
that's
quick
when we
math
kind
here.
of did some math on it,
Something
that's
like
what we
that.
looked
Maybe
at,
even a
yeah.
little less. I
Yeah.
may have been a little low
Yeah.
on what we generate, but
Yeah.
we have costs too,
Right.
so.
Correct,
Are you talking about the 900,000 or
Talking about the 900,000,
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it-
yeah.
if we get the grant?
Just
Right,
got a
if we get
rough
the grant.
estimate of about 412,000 a year.
Yeah.
And
Correct.
that's probably net, that may be net too.
Well, I know Nicole's going to get that grant for us.
She is. I did mention it to the,
Look, the amount of work
did
that has
mention
been
it this
put into
weekend.
this already.
Better get it.
it has been a lot of work.
I'm gonna go after. Noel too, the amount of work that Noel and I have put into this.
Yeah, you have a hard job.
Well, these grants are, like I said, cumbersome at best, but it does take a lot of their time. And this is one that has been, again, very confusing because it does involve, the county and also ADECA. And again, you're going back to Sally and Zeta, so having to go back and pull historical documentation on exactly what happened then, on how many customers were out, what happened on that side of the river, so we can document all that was, a lot of work to do, to pull it all out.
And we do have this on the agenda tonight as well.
And again, just know the 900,000 is in the budget, but we won't even know that we're gonna get it. And so
Okay.
that's some conversation Kim and I are having too, like on some of these projects, do you put that money in the budget, not knowing if you're even gonna get the grant, so. Did we have a timeline on when they may notify us? No, okay, okay.
you.
Thank
Got
you.
it. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Nicole.
I think we'll go through committee updates real quick, but before we go to department head updates, I'll let Jimmy swap seats so he can run through the agenda as the department heads are giving their reports. Probably be a good transition. So we'll start with you, Council President, on committee updates.
Yes, sir. We had a Public Schools Commission meeting last week, and of course, one of the topics of conversation was the upcoming meetings or I guess listening opportunities to discuss whether or not there is an interest in an independent city school system. We also had new school superintendent was there, so made sure to as he's being introduced, made sure to let him know that bad timing, and unfortunately that had nothing to do with our consideration of him. It's just something that the council's been asked about, and we just kind of want to gauge the interest of the public and of our citizens, if that's something they really do want us to consider or not. And the mayor came and helped kind of present that layout. So that was it for me.
Councilman Gammon?
No updates. Tree committee meets, I think on the 27th we're settling on, but it had to be delayed.
Councilman Robinson?
I haven't had any meetings between.
Councilman Booth?
I have a library meeting on Monday, so I have nothing to really say.
We have an airport authority meeting tomorrow night here. James brought up a good question. We'll find out about that road, James. I did also want to say, and Mayor, I hope you're not going to bring this up in your comments because I don't want to steal your thunder, but we had a meeting last week on some artwork that's being considered for a couple of the roundabouts in the city, and I think that it's, and I say I think, and I certainly hope, I know it's the mayor's vision, and I hope all the council's vision to have some art in all of our roundabouts, in the future. But we were looking at the one by the Flower Clock and the one out at 32 and 13. And I can't reveal any decisions yet because that has to come before the city council for a final approval. But there was a recommendation, there were a couple of recommendations made. And I just want to say that it was a lot of fun. There were long meetings, but there was some fantastic artwork. I think this committee on the public art had narrowed it down from 72 applicants to 4. And I mean, they came from Miami, Chicago, just all over. I don't want to reveal too much, but it was, it's pretty special. It's going to look great.
Were the models in your office? I may or may not have seen them.
Maybe or maybe not. Okay, Council President, I'll let you have your chair back, and I'll let
Thank
you
you
run
for-
through the agenda.
Thank you for running through all the work session.
No problem.
Like an old pair of shoes.
Put your name back up here, too.
It's an extra shot.
Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and start working through the agenda and through department head updates. So if you will, just come forward and cover whatever you have on the agenda and anything else that may be going on that we need to know about.
Good evening again. And I also am representing Noel and Daryl, who are at conference tonight. So I can speak to agenda item number 5. I'll remind you, this is just a correction of the ordinance y'all recently passed. As you recall, the new water connection is 1-inch service is a minimum. But since we've had approvals of 3/4-inch services that are on the books, we needed to correct the ordinance to adjust for that, and that's on the water side. And then item number 6 is just amending the ordinance that deals with the sewer connection fees for those same cases of pre-approved 3/4-inch water services. So it's just housekeeping, and if you have any items on that, or questions on that, I'd be glad to do my best to answer them. Item number 10 is a sewer capital improvement or maintenance. We are asking you to award the bid to Fairhope Sewer Manhole Rehabilitation to Video Industrial Services. We'll tell you that I got to be involved on these projects the last couple of years. Noel was key on this. Rehabbing our existing manholes, especially those that have some age on it, is probably the greatest fight against I&I that we have. That's where you get the intrusion and the infiltration, and it's always amazing after we do a tributary area of manholes that the flow during rain events decreases so greatly into those lift stations downstream. We do structure this to try to use as much of the available budget money by using additive alternates. As you can see, that we are recommended to award the base bid as well as alternates 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you can kind of see the manhole count on there. So that is really moving the dial on improving our system against I&I, and I'll be glad to answer any questions on that item.
Yeah, what was that total number of manholes?
We're asking you to, the bid's going to award at $463,140, and the budget was $500,000 for this year for that capital maintenance improvement.
But how many manholes are we thinking that's?
Well, you're going to make me do math now.
Okay.
34, there's 70.
97.
130, almost 150.
Wow, that's impressive.
And then finally, I have item number 13, which we have already discussed at the work session, or already discussed earlier in the work session, and that is requesting permission for the mayor to request C3 funding from Baldwin County Commission for road improvements on Twin Beach Corridor. Any questions? Thank you so very much.
Yes, sir,
Thank you, Richard.
Good evening.
Good afternoon. So Wes, he helped us out with this. So tonight I wanted to we are joined by our partners at Riviera Utilities. We've got Lily Jackson and James Wallace from the back. Lily came up with a wonderful idea for this Glow Green campaign. So just wanted to take a minute to talk about what we're highlighting this week, which is 811, which is actually tomorrow. And a lot of people, they don't necessarily think about what's underground when they're getting ready to dig, construction projects, landscaping, planting a tree. But there's a lot of utility work and utilities underneath our community, and hitting one of those can, like I'm sure John Thomas and our right-of-way inspectors and everybody can attest that it can cause major issues. So calling 811 is free. So this year, instead of doing a proclamation, we decided to join with all of the utility partners in our county and come up with a short little video that we're going to show you tonight. So.
There's a lot happening in Baldwin County. People are working, improving, and enjoying the place we call home. And just beneath the surface, there's even more going on.
Underground utility lines are working around the clock to deliver essential services like electricity, water, natural gas, and fiber. We depend on these services every day, and protecting those lines takes all of us.
That's why cities, utilities, businesses, and organizations across Baldwin County are coming together.
By working together, we can help protect the underground infrastructure that our communities depend on every day.
Together, we're glowing green for 811 Week to raise awareness about the importance of safe digging. It's a simple reminder that one quick call can help prevent damage and keep our communities safe.
Throughout the week, you'll see buildings, landmarks, and neighbors across the county sporting green to help spread one important message. Before you dig, dial 811.
This free service connects you with a local utility operator who will mark the location of underground lines to prevent damage.
Calling 811 before you dig is a simple step that can make a big difference. It helps prevent costly damage, service interruptions, and unnecessary risks to you and your neighbors.
Whether you're planting a tree, installing a fence, or starting a new project, knowing what's below helps protect our essential services and keeping our community safe.
From the northern end of Baldwin County to the Gulf Coast, safe digging protects the services that our communities rely on every day. No matter where you live, a free call to 811 helps keep Baldwin County connected and safe.
Whenever you see Baldwin County glowing green this week, just remember it takes all of us to keep our county safe and beautiful.
So again, special thanks to Lily Jackson and the folks over at Riviera for helping us put this together. But National 811 Day is tomorrow, so y'all help us spread the word to glow green this week.
Yeah, I
That's
shared it
wonderful.
on Facebook.
Very timely. I think we may have had a fiber line cut the other day.
I was going to say Sherry knows about
It
it.
may have created a little bit
impacted.
of issues around town.
Lines hit this weekend, so, yeah.
Yep. A lot of stuff's been going on this week.
Well, I like the collaborative approach.
Yeah, Lily did a great job. We appreciate her spearheading that. I will give you a number real quick before I get into my agenda item.
Yes, sir.
My department responds to about 19,000 811 locate requests every year. Think about that number, and that's that one that talks to how busy our area is. We're growing. It's going to talk directly about my agenda item tonight, but 19,000, to put in perspective, two employees respond to those 19,000 requests every year, and it's growing every year. I can show you the historical data where when I started putting these numbers in from a regulatory compliance perspective, we were around 12,000. And I think next year, or I have no doubt that we'll surpass 20,000 locate requests just for the gas department on an annual basis. So that puts in perspective how busy we are, and two, the number of times we get it right in our accuracy with our line locating. You buy us really good equipment, and we've got really good employees to go out and use that equipment. So we appreciate your support. And I'll go directly into my agenda item. I have number 15. It's a request, and this it ties directly to this. Because of the growth of our area, the federal government mandates that we do mail outs to several different areas affected by our gas system. One is our residents, two are the affected public, one are public officials, and also emergency responders. Because of our growth, we've got to increase the number of mail-outs that we do on an annual basis. And so our request is for $4,776 of budgeted money to meet the growth in our area. So that's my budget item, and only one for tonight. Any questions?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I like that video. I think that'll get a lot more attention than a proclamation, so. Done. Good evening.
I have item number 17, and that is authorizing mayor to negotiate a rate study with Jackson Thornton. The last rate study we did was based on 2022's data. So what we'd like to do is when we be able to close the books for 26's data, that would have 4 years of data for us to go back and look at our costs. We do know that, you know, looking at the costs compared to 22 to 26, significant increases on what we spent on capital along with what we've spent in operations. So that's, if y'all have any questions on that, that's the select, and then next meeting we'll bring back the contract for that to be able to start in October. Have any questions? Mm-hmm. And second, I put in your box a handout that was from PFM today. Me, Mayor, and Jimmy remotely, and Jay actually sat down and met with PFM and looking at a strategy for borrowing money. And so the next meeting, what I'd like to be able to have on there is to authorize us to put out an RFP for look at bank rates along with underwriting. And so you've got the information. If y'all have any questions, please come see me. But we've got the train's moving. We have $30 million that will come due November 1st. And so we're moving forward, that we're going to have to pay that off and do some long-term financing with that, along with putting additional new money in. So I just want to let y'all know what we're working on, and if you have any questions, please come see me. If we need PFM to come back and, you know, meet with some other council members, just let me know and we can arrange that too. Anyway, y'all have any questions on that? Okay, thank you.
Probably will after you review your packet. Thank you, Kim.
Just have 11 and 12 are extensions, just a few month extensions on contracts for Dewberry and grant management for the Restore Sewer Project. You'll see the date is August 31st. We are in the process of closing out that grant. We just need to be able to pay them their last invoices, their last pay apps, and in order to do that, we just need to extend their contracts by a few months.
Extend it to August 31st or
Yes.
from August 31st?
To August 31st,
Okay.
sorry. Yeah.
Questions, council?
No other changes to that?
No, there's no money involved, just a time frame.
Good.
Thank you.
Oh. I said, thank you, Nicole.
Yes, sir.
IT's got one item on the agenda, number 16, purchase a API or a interface for our Tyler Technologies Munis system. This will allow me to utilize other programs to take the customer data out of the Munis system, because right now we have to go in there, sort it, export it, then do another sort in Excel. It's pretty time consuming, but we've got a lot of programs that can utilize this API. I know Paige's team sends out newsletters, and that's how we can get email addresses, and we're putting together a new program to notify residents when there's power outages and other outages in the city, and this is how we tie the two systems together and get to be able to notify residents. I didn't have this specifically budgeted, but I did have some leftover money in my computer budget. So just asking council to approve it. There's two costs involved. There's a one-time implementation cost, and then there's a yearly recurring cost with this.
What's the, what's the contract length on that?
So yeah, I mean, we could get it for a year, and if we didn't, if we decide to renew it, it'll be,
Okay.
yeah, just, we're not like stuck having to
Okay.
pay for it every year if it doesn't work out.
I noticed their recurring fees are more than their setup fee.
Yeah, it's really a shame they charge so much for it. Most of the time APIs are free for other programs, but they just found another revenue stream, I guess. But I think it's going to be extremely helpful if we do have the interface though.
Any questions, council?
Yep, thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I have two for recreation tonight. Number 8, at the last council meeting, you guys awarded for us to do renovation to the flooring at the rec center. And that vendor alerted us that he underquoted and that he was not going to be able to fulfill the job for what he quoted. So we requested 3 more quotes, and this is what we came back with.
But who came back with? He came back with? Did you say?
No, this would be another vendor.
Different, okay. I thought you
Right.
said he. I was like, wait a minute. Said what we came back with.
What's the difference in the quote from the previous guy?
They're within a couple $1,000s. I don't have them in front of me.
Still under budget.
We're still under budget.
Good, I know, I see that.
And then number 9 is for a piece of equipment that we're requesting. We had in the budget a piece of equipment, a slope mower that was valued at $52,000 is what we had it budgeted for. I felt like this piece of equipment would be much more valuable for our use. And we can also share its use with the golf course for renovating tee boxes and areas of the fairways, but we will use it predominantly for renovating sports fields. It basically is going to level out the high points. For instance, on a baseball field, when you get a lip buildup around the infield, this will remove that. But you can take that material that it grinds up, the turf material, and it conveys it over into a buggy. So we can take that material and propagate it into areas that need to be transplanted. So that would save us a considerable amount of money on sod in certain scenarios.
Notice quite a bit of difference in the bid amount for the same identical piece of equipment.
It's a different piece of equipment than what we budgeted.
No.
Oh,
You have 2 bids.
From the bids.
Yeah, one of them is
Right,
30% less than the other one.
right.
It's the same, it's the same piece of machinery, right? Either
Yeah.
way?
They're
More or
very
less,
similar, yes.
Yeah, this is an alternate maker model.
Any questions for Pat on that?
Pat. Thank you.
Good
Evening.
evening. I've got item 18 tonight on the agenda as a site plan review for Murphy Oil at 181-104. Should be a relatively simple site plan. If you'd like, I can run down the slides for you now and we can discuss it, or wait till the regular meeting.
I mean, you might as well cover it now.
Let's see if we can get down to 18 real quick without giving anybody a headache. Here we are. So as I mentioned, this is a site plan review for Murphy Oil USA, case SR 2604. Property is located at the northwest corner of 181 and 104. This is the Planners Point Public Shopping Center. The subject site's approximately 1.18 acres. The site itself is currently zoned B2. You can see our zoning map as well as our aerial imagery there on the screen, kind of give you an idea of where we're looking at. There's been a little bit of history for the site. Planners Point had an MOP that was approved in a preliminary in 2020. And later, property was conditionally annexed into the city in December 2021, and then eventually the final plat for the MOP was granted in December of 2023. The Board of Adjustment just this past April approved a special exception to allow an automobile service station on site, and the Planning Commission in July unanimously recommended approval of this site plan review. I've got the site plan here for reference should we need it, as well as our front elevations, pretty standard Murphy oil. The criteria for site plan review are all compliant. They meet all of our zoning requirements. Parking is compliant. They have enough parking spaces. Drainage was, they're tying into the existing drainage there that was put in by Publix when it was originally developed. And traffic is below the requirements for a full study. The only really thing that came up at Planning Commission at that time, they were requesting to utilize some existing understory trees off of 181 as their required frontage overstory trees. The Planning Commission was not in favor of that, and their approval was conditioned upon the applicant working with staff and city horticulturalists to come to a compliant tree plan, which they ultimately did. It is now fully compliant with all of the tree and landscaping standards. As of that, or because of that, staff recommends approval. The one condition Planning Commission had in their recommendation has all been satisfied. So unanimous 8-0 approval by Planning Commission.
What was the special exception that was needed?
To allow for an automobile, to allow a gas station on the site. The use is permitted within B2 zoning districts, but only with a special exception approved by the Board of Adjustment. Gives the Board of Adjustment an opportunity to impose any conditions or extra restrictions that they may see fit.
I'm glad you said gas station, because it's certainly not a service station.
No.
It's a gas station and a
Not-
convenience store.
Yeah.
Correct, yes, sir.
Across from two other ones.
No services provided.
Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Peyton.
Thank you.
Well, to follow Peyton up, planning has the last item on the agenda as well, which is the utility review to install a small cell and replace a wooden pole down at the marina. So I'll be happy to present that when we get to the agenda. It's really not a lot to talk about. We have a wooden pole with a light that is on there currently. They need city council approval because it is city of Fairhope property to do this. I do not believe Bob is with us at this current moment, but a representative from Verizon is planning to attend the meeting and be able to answer any questions on behalf of Verizon at that time. But they're proposing to replace the wooden pole that currently exists, place their cell phone tower equipment on top of that, and add a light fixture will be on that as well to match what we do have. So if there's any particular questions that I can answer, I can do that, or Darren.
Would they be required to sign this lease? Mayor, is that the lease you handed me earlier? And Marcus, you're aware of this and you've looked at it, and our consultant.
Contingent on review would be it.
Okay, so we need to put that in a contingent upon review and approval by our consultant, right?
The consultant provided the lease, and then we can make that a contingent. A part of the approval is the
So we
signage
should
of that as
say
a later council
contingent
meeting.
upon them agreeing to the lease.
Let's agree to whatever we got presented right now.
This one looks pretty good.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Put it out by the service station.
Hoping you got some good news for us, Eric.
Well, I guess. Well, this is, item number 7 is the demolition of the church that we discussed last week.
our last meeting, and I think we left it off that we were going to hold it over to this meeting, give them an opportunity to work on it. I did talk to Reverend Cody today. They have a contractor, but they're trying to raise money. They said they were going to come and speak tonight. So hopefully we will start early. That is your discretion. But if we do, I would ask that you hold that off until
they
they're
can
present
arrive.
so that we don't get to it before they actually get here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Derek. About it, I guess. Well, in that case, council, knowing that we've got that one waiting, why don't we take a 10-minute break and we'll come back and start the meeting at about 5:35, a little bit early, maybe get out of here.
Sounds good.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with tonight's meeting, and we're going to have, the mayor's got some guests coming that have not arrived yet, so we're going to hold her till 6 o'clock on the mayor's report. But let's go ahead and get started with the prayer. We've got Pastor Philip Quarles with the Redeemer Lutheran Church. Thank you for being here early, sir.
My pleasure. We pray. Lord God, we thank you for our elected leaders and the work they accomplish for the well-being of this community. Remember our president, our governor, our mayor, our councilors, and all those you have placed in authority, that they might fulfill their duties with wisdom and care. Grant all citizens that they may value the officers and the magistrates of our government as those sent by you. Instill in us that respect and honor that is due them. Lord, endow our leaders with wisdom for their many duties. Grant all elected leaders a spirit of sacrifice for the common welfare with mercy and justice and kindliness. Grant that our civic government may prevail in safeguarding peace and prosperity so that all may live soberly and rightly here in our community. All these things we pray, O Lord, in confidence of your mercy through Jesus Christ our Lord, who lives and reigns with you in the Holy Spirit, one God, now and forever. Amen.
Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor. Appreciate that. All right, council, the first item on tonight's agenda is the approval of the minutes of July 27th regular city council meeting and the minutes of the July 27th work session.
I make a motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
All right, we've got a motion and a second. Any changes, modifications to the minutes? All right, hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, minutes pass. Mayor, we're going to skip you for now. Next item would be public participation related to agenda items. That would be items 5 through 19. And you'll have another opportunity to address the council on other items at the end of the meeting. But 5 through 19, you've got 3 minutes and the floor is open. All right. Seeing no one, we will go ahead and close the floor and open up with council comments. Councilman Burrell?
No comments tonight.
Councilman Gammon?
Thank you to the department heads, Mayor and Kim, especially for all your help with the budget. My first time going through the budget, and it's been eye-opening. Thank you.
Councilman Robinson? You want to stay?
Yeah, well, let me check. Go ahead, Andrea. I might have something right now. I might have something in a minute.
All right.
Yeah, I'm with Joshua. Thank you to all our department heads for meeting with us and really helping us learn our jobs and doing such a great job, too.
And I'll just say, I know this is a busy week. School starts back in a couple of days, and just wish all the families with school-age children and any teachers, administrators, just wish you a successful school year and a good first week.
Amen.
All right, give Councilman Robinson just a minute.
Got a surprise for us?
Not yet, all right. Well, in that case, we're going to move on. We'll save you and the mayor for 6 o'clock, but we'll move on to agenda item number 5. And this is a final adoption of an ordinance amending ordinance number 1867 and amending Chapter 21, Article 3, Water, Section 21-32, Connection Fees and Expenses, City of Fairhope, or Fairhope Code of Ordinances. It was introduced at July 27th, and as Richard said, this is mostly correcting where we have 1 inch being the smallest moving forward. We have 3/4 inch lines that we needed to include in this that have already been approved and haven't necessarily all been built out.
I'm going to move for final adoption.
I'll second.
We got a motion and a second for final adoption. Any additional comments? All right, City Clerk, if you'll call the question.
Place 1.
Aye.
Place 2.
Aye.
Council President.
Aye.
Place 4.
Aye.
Place 5.
Aye.
All right, that is adopted. Item number 6 is the final adoption of an ordinance amending ordinance number 1868, Chapter 21, Article 4, Sewer, Section 21 through 52, Connection Requirements and Connection Fees, Fairhope Code of Ordinances. And this is basically the exact same thing as above, just for sewer rather than water.
A motion to adopt.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, clerk, if you'll call the question.
Place 1.
Aye.
Place 2.
Aye.
Council President.
Aye.
Place 4.
Aye.
Place 5.
Aye.
All right, item number 7, Eric, I guess we're gonna wait till 6 on this one as well. So we'll come back to this and we'll come back to the mayor and move on to item number 8, which is a resolution that the city of Fairhope hereby rescinds resolution number 5872-26, awarding the request for quotes for labor and materials for new flooring for the Recreation Center Lobby and Activity Center, and that the city of Fairhope approves the award of the new request for quotes and labor and materials for new flooring for the Recreation Center Lobby and Activity Center to Cornerstone Hard Surface Restoration with the project cost not to exceed $33,000, and that the city of Fairhope approves a deposit payment of $16,500. This public works project will be less than $100,000 and therefore does not need to be formally bid out.
I make a motion to approve.
A second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion, council? All right, under budget. All right, in that case, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Item number 9 is a resolution to award bid to STEC Equipment for a phrase mower with a bid proposal not to exceed $34,900.
Move to approve the
A
purchase.
second.
We've got a motion and a second. I believe this item was under budget.
Yep, under budget.
Under budget and low, much lower than other bids, so.
Yep.
All right, all in favor of this resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Item number 10 is a resolution to award a bid to Video Industrial Services, Inc. for Fairhope sewer manhole rehabilitation with a bid proposal not to exceed $463,140. And Richard said this was approximately to rehabilitate 150 manholes, roughly.
So moved.
Got a
Second.
motion and a second. Any further discussion?
This was a budgeted item, annually budgeted item, right? Yes, sir. Basically, we put a dollar amount in there and they tell us what the cost is and we can get X number done. Okay.
Yeah, I think you said 500 was the placeholder in the budget, so
Okay.
a little lower than that. And 150 manholes sounds like good progress if they can get all that
Looks like it's
done.
just alternate number 5 we weren't able to do. Is that right?
All right. Any further comments or questions? All right, hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Item 11 is a resolution that Mayor Sherry Sullivan is hereby authorized to execute a contract for amendment number 2 of an RFQ for engineering services for Fairhope Sewer Upgrade Phase 1 in accordance with applicable federal, state, and local laws, codes, regulations, ordinances, et cetera, including but not limited to all executive orders, Office of Management and Budget requirements, and U.S. Treasury regulations with Dewberry, Inc., per the terms and conditions of the original contract, extending the period of performance to August 31st, 2026.
Move to extend the period of performance.
All right,
Second.
we've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, item number 12 is similar. This is a resolution that Mayor Sherry Sullivan is hereby authorized to execute a contract for amendment number 2 of an RFP for program administrative services for Fairhope Sewer Upgrade Phase 1 for Department of Conservation and Natural Resources grant in accordance with applicable federal, state, and local laws, codes, regulations, ordinances, et cetera, including but not limited to all executive orders, Office of Management and Budget requirements, and U.S. Treasury regulations with Grant Management LLC, per the terms and conditions of the original contract, extending the period of performance to August 31st. And this is really just extending these 2 items so that we can finish paying out the bills.
Right.
So moved.
More bookkeeping.
Got a motion
Second.
and a second. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, resolution passes. Item number 13 is a resolution that the city council hereby authorizes Mayor Sherry Sullivan to submit an application and supporting letter to the Baldwin County Commission requesting C3 funding for the Twin Beach Corridor Improvements Project. The proposed project would focus primarily on construction of Founders Drive, Booth Road Roundabout, which also advancing associated pedestrian safety, drainage, utility, and roadway improvements within the corridor. The total project value of $5 million to be completed over 2 fiscal years under the C3 program's 50/50 cost share structure. The proposed funding plan would be as follows: Baldwin County C3 contribution $2.5 million, and City of Fairhope contribution $2.5 million.
So moved.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second. Any discussion or any questions for Richard?
Richard, if we were to get into a budget year and not have the money, could we scale this down to maybe just the roundabout, or maybe just maybe just the turn lanes at night? Can we, once we submit that application, can we do that if necessary?
Yeah, this is just a request for funding. So we hadn't submitted an application for a project. I don't know if we'll ever actually have to. It will just be whatever the project is, they're going to cover 50% of the total cost.
I guess my concern is trying to budget for money 2 years from now that, I mean, yeah, will we have it? Probably, but you never know. Have a pandemic, you have a hurricane, and you're tight, and I don't know.
I mean, that's not a bad question or point to bring up, because you're committing to something. You said this might not even be till budget year 2028 that this would actually be getting done. So we're committing, are we fully committed if we receive the grant, not knowing what may happen? I guess if that's the case, we just need to know that that's something we're planning for and committing to.
I don't think we're committing to this project, though, right? Not how it's worded? Because we're committing to the mayor submitting an application for our proposed project.
But if we're awarded I guess that's the question, is if we're awarded the funding, are we then committed to the project?
I would. If we take any money and spend any of their money, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if we don't, then we wouldn't be.
It's just like a lot of other grants. You don't have to go through with it, but it's
Looks
recommended
bad if
you do.
don't, if you get it.
Yeah.
You may not get awarded another one.
Right.
We need to pretty much plan on finding a way to work this into the budget in
Yeah.
2028 and 2027.
But if we don't get the grant funding, then we can always double check, look at it again.
Yeah, we certainly
Yeah.
Well,
may
if we're
not
going broke,
proceed.
there might be a chance they're going broke too. It's the same reason, so.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
No, if I recall, there were 4 options for that, right? When there 2 or 3, 4 options and add-ons, and we had not fully decided, so it's kind of forcing us to make a decision on a bigger, it's forcing us to make a bigger decision than I thought we might be ready to make tonight. I mean, that's the only thing I'm worried about, as long as we have a little out there. We had not fully decided on what we wanted to do in that corridor.
All right.
We hadn't seen the money. Yeah, we saw dollar sign symbols, but we didn't know what that total amount was.
You know, remember there was one, it could have been a 4-way, or it could have been a roundabout, and we didn't know what that was gonna cost, so we said, well, we kinda like this, but you don't know.
Right.
Well, it sounds like there might be an out if we needed it to be, if we changed
Worth the risk to go for
mine.
Sure.
So do we have a motion and a second on that already?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Any further discussion, council? All right.
No.
All in favor, please
Aye.
say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
Good point, though.
Item number 14 is a resolution that the Fairhope City Council authorizes submission to Baldwin County Commission's CDBG DR LGRIP in the amount of $2 million, and authorizes Mayor Sherry Sullivan to sign all necessary documents. If awarded, the funding will pay for the 12-inch water main loop connection east of Fish River. The total project cost is $2,903,499.18, with the city's match being $903,499.18. Basically, $2 million grant available, and we're paying the overage.
Similar thing, though, right? If we don't get it, we're not necessarily going to move
We're not
forward.
committed to the project. All right.
I move to authorize the submission.
We've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, I know we got some folks filing in. Do y'all want to keep going through the rest of the meeting and then come back to this, or?
They're not all yet. Well, we're almost there.
Yeah, all right.
I don't know if all
Item-
these people are gonna be able to.
Well, I don't think this is going to take too long. Item
Okay, let's
number
go.
15 is a resolution that Mayor Sherry Sullivan is hereby authorized to execute a contract amendment number 3 for Pipe Suite, a division of Pain Management, Inc., for professional consulting services with a not-to-exceed amount of $4,776, and a new contract total will be $68,496.
So moved.
To approve?
We've got a motion.
Second.
And a second. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion passes.
I get an eye down here?
Yeah, you did.
I think I got an eye down here, too. It's totally unanimous.
Item number 16 is a resolution that the City of Fairhope approves the procurement for the addition of accounts receivable API toolkit for the Munis financial system from Tower Technologies, the sole source provider. The cost not to exceed $8,733.
Motion to approve?
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
We'll just ask Jeff to make sure you're getting your money's worth on this with that recurring cost. That, sure, just make sure it's, we got a lot of add-ons, and
Been for a long time.
that's a forever charge.
Yeah, it is, and like I said, if we find that we're not using it, we'll cancel. I think, it's just a shame that you gotta pay so much to get it implemented, but, we'll definitely put it to good use. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, all those in favor of that resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Got another eye.
Got another one, all right. Item number 17 is a resolution that the City Council approves the selection by Mayor Sherry Sullivan for professional services for the revenue requirements analysis and utility cost of service study, rate study to Jackson Thornton Advisors LLC, and hereby authorize Mayor Sherry Sullivan to negotiate the not-to-exceed fee to be approved by council, and looking at next meeting for that contract.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion passes. Council, did y'all feel like y'all had enough information on the site plans to go ahead and go through those, since we covered them in the prior meeting?
I did.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead with that. So, item number 18 is a site plan review 2604, and it's a request of the applicant Murphy Oil USA, Inc., on behalf of the owner Cordy Cave Mitchell 1 LLC for site plan review approval of the Murphy Oil Automobile Service Station. The property is located at the northwest corner of State Highway 181 and State Highway 104 and is 1.18 acres.
Make a motion to approve.
A second?
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion, council, or anything?
I have a quick question from
Yes,
Mike.
sir.
Is he still here?
Peyton was on that one.
Oh, that's Peyton, okay. So that went to Board of Adjustments, but that was just because it wasn't because they had a hardship, it was just because
Correct.
that
I think
type of
every
business
C-store
on
has
that
to go.
Has to go to
Yes.
Board of Adjustment. Okay, because I was going to ask him what the hardship was, but there was none, right?
It was no hardship, it was
Okay.
just a special exception to allow the use in that B2 zoning district.
Gotcha.
Every C-store's got to do that in B2 districts.
And so what was does anybody know what the rationale was?
For approval?
The zoning just requires that if you
Yeah.
want to go a C-store into general business, you have to go to Board of
Right, but then they have
Adjustments.
to have a rationale. It's not just like a rubber stamp, right?
True.
That's correct.
What was their rationale for a fourth
Been
or
a couple
third
of
gas
months, so let me
station?
dig down, and I believe they do have a representative here that may be able to answer that a little bit more specifically. In general, I believe they thought the use was there at this intersection. There's definitely a lot more commercial, a lot more residential development. They felt like the market would bear and requested it for the Board of Adjustment, as is their right, and the board saw fit to approve it.
I also thought it was weird. Did it say at peak it would only have 20 entries and 20 exits? That's over the course of an hour?
That was their traffic letter. It stated that they would have a total of 40 trips, 20 entry, 20 exit during the weekday AM peak hour, and then a total of 48 trips, 24 entry, 24 exit during the weekday PM peak hour. Their traffic assessment essentially relied on a lot of internal entries and exits, since it's the main access to the property is through the internal drive aisles through Publix. So those those entries and exits aren't necessarily coming off of 104. Some of them are collected through the northern half of the site and going through the
Right.
internal.
Just seems
drive
low.
aisles.
20 cars an entire hour, or 40 cars?
Potentially. I mean, that was their analysis, but the applicants here may be able to speak to that a little bit more specifically, if you'd like.
How can you even survive?
Good evening, Mayor and
Evening.
Council. Ron Bordelon, I'm with Ram Engineering, and I wasn't at that Board of Adjustments meeting, but I am involved with the project, and that's, I guess the main driver is the Publix that brings in the traffic. This would be
Right.
the new trips off the highway that, if that weren't considered, that's how I understand it from the traffic consultant, but,
If you're coming in through the Publix site or whatever, then is that on that public site?
it's
It
typically
doesn't-
feeding off of their
looks like,
customer
yeah.
base.
Okay, so that's
and
not
it's
considered.
providing them to
That's
fuel
not
at the
considered
station.
an entry, I guess,
Yeah.
the way they calculate it. Gotcha.
I would question 24 entry and 24 exit. In your peak hour, you got, what, 8 pumps? You're going to, like, one person every 20 minutes on your peak hour?
Got
And that's,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
that's in
7, 8, 9.
addition to the traffic that was brought in from Publix, is what I understand.
Yeah, I
If
know,
that
but I
makes-
mean,
Okay.
surely you're getting more people getting gas than that.
Yeah.
It goes to Murphy down the street.
It's 3. So is that 12? 3, 3, 2, 4? So 10?
Pumps.
16 pumps?
8 stations,
Eight-
one on each side.
Correct. Thank you.
1.5 per hour.
Yeah. That just doesn't seem right.
But that, yeah,
Just doesn't seem right.
Could get 100 coming from Publix.
that's right. That's in
parking lot.
addition to
They're
the
already
cars
coming
coming
that
to
way.
it from Publix, though.
So,
If I'm
Correct.
following the explanation.
so it's only an additional.
Only in addition to what's already in that.
So the traffic that wasn't intending going to Publix, but they just need fuel,
Yeah.
that'd be that traffic. They pull off those two
Oh.
highways.
Okay.
I don't know how you,
Yeah. That just seems.
well,
Suspect number.
Yeah.
any additional questions on that, council, or any comments?
It's another, I don't know, just doesn't seem like the best use of that space. Got the Wawa, you got the other station right there, and then another gas station, just doesn't seem necessary, but we're not required to approve it, right?
Whether they want it as profitable or not, yeah. Did we already have a motion and a second?
You have a motion and a
Yeah,
second.
we do have a motion and a second. All right, any additional comments or, all right, all in favor of the site plan review, please say aye.
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 Any opposed?
Nay.
All right, we've got one nay, but
Take it.
that passes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Item 19, and if you're in here, don't worry, we're coming back to the beginning of the meeting in a second. Item number 19 is UR 26.11. It's a request of Verizon Wireless for the replacement of an existing wooden service pole with a small cell tower. This will be located near 850 Seacliff Drive, so down by the city marina.
Thank you, Council President. And Bob Chapper with Verizon is with us this evening to be able to answer questions on behalf of Verizon.
Okay.
So as we said, this is a small cell placement at 850 Seacliff Drive at the marina. On the screen is kind of that yellow dot is where there's an existing wooden light pole currently. The proposal is to replace that wooden pole, keep the light on it, and add their small cell equipment to that, help them bring service down to the marina area.
Council President, I want to make a motion to approve contingent upon Verizon Wireless agreeing to the land lease agreement drafted by our consultant, Mr. Greg Fender.
Well, second.
All right, I've got a motion and a second, and just make sure, clerk, that you include that, that subject to the lease agreement. Any further
I'd
discussion?
like to add, there are also 7 staff recommended conditions associated with
Okay.
that as well.
Let's get to that.
So these are our standard conditions that kind of deal with the construction methods of when they come to do it. Calling in locates, ensuring that there is a street light arm on the pole as required by our right-of-way and utilities department. Those other technical requirements that are on there.
Councilman Burrell, would you like?
Yeah, well, that was
to-
already, if that's in our rules and regulations, I mean, that was
Not all of these are. The
not all,
previous-
okay.
Correct. Yes,
So
sir.
let me back up. I'll withdraw my motion and make another motion to to grant the request, subject to Verizon Wireless agreeing to the land lease agreement drafted by our consultant, Greg Fender, and also subjected to agreeing to the 7 recommendations made by staff.
I'll second that.
All right, we've got a motion and a second. Thank you for amending that. Any further discussion?
Did he have any update on all the other 6 or 7 that are still pending?
Mr. Chopper can speak to that, about the pending cell towers that have not been installed yet. From what I just spoke with him just a second ago, those are moving to construction. I do not know the exact time frame, but he can speak more particulars on that side of it, if you would like.
And we can ask from him, but on this one, council, we've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion on this particular item?
No.
All right, all in favor of this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, if you wouldn't mind giving us a quick update on that real quick while you're here, that would be helpful.
Good evening, Bob Chopper with SAM, agents
Yes,
for
sir.
Verizon Wireless. Those existing 5 small cell facilities are in the process of being constructed, so I'd say the next 4 to 6 weeks,
Okay.
you'll see some movement on them.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Got your
very
word
much.
on that?
4 to 6
To the
weeks.
best of your
4 to 6
ability.
weeks is what they tell me, yeah, but I hope they're in sooner than later.
All right, thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Mike, will you keep us posted on that?
Bless you.
Appreciate that.
So we're going to go back to.
We're back to that. So
Number 7.
Mayor or
Yeah, let
or Councilman Robinson, who's up?
I think if y'all don't mind, let these younger guys get out of here. They've already.
All right.
I don't know, they were conducting business, we might need them. They can vote
Yeah, I
on
think they've already been
resolutions,
subjected
and I'd
to,
bring one of them up here to make a
enough
motion.
civic duty for
more
one
so
night.
than any 7-8-year-old should ever be forced to watch.
They've already seen enough.
We were on a roll. We didn't want to break up
Yeah,
the stride.
Guys, thank y'all for being here. This was the 7U All-Star team, or one of the 7U All-Star teams from Fairhope Youth Baseball this past summer. These guys did an incredible job. They played in 5 tournaments. They were tournament champions in 3 of those, including being district champs and state champs, and then ended up as the runner-up in the Southwest Regional Tournament. And so that is an incredible accomplishment, and so we are very proud of you guys. I want to call you up, each up here, and get a picture for you guys, starting with your coaches, Clay Tyler, Dan Rhodes,
Yeah. Please start right up there.
Matt Wilkins, Mike Ford, and Zach Lavender.
Right, guys.
And so recognize you guys first, because I know what a joy it is to be able to coach these kids at this age and moving forward.
Did you
But
say
I also know how much work.
Mike Ford?
That is what his name is, correct. And so there's a lot that goes into it. And so for the coaches and the parents, I know a lot goes into it for all of you. So thank you all for taking the time to do it.
Yeah.
All right, boys. All right, guys, when I call your name, just come up here with your coaches. We'll start Wynn Bailey, Bo Ford, Wells Taylor, Judson Weatherford, Elliot Grovenstein, Mason Wilkins, Hayden Wyatt, John Rivers, Jackson Lavender, Duke Rhodes, and Jack Tyler.
Good job.
Yeah.
I want to thank you guys not only for the tremendous work you did on the field, but being great ambassadors for the city of Fairhope and doing well and looking well everywhere you guys went throughout the All-Star season. So thank you all, and congratulations to each and every one of you.
Congratulations.
All right. Well done, guys. All right, some photo ops.
Yeah, please.
Oh, yeah, you got to get your picture.
Y'all want to move over this way some so they can get you in between?
All right.
Absolutely.
Definitely want to high five him.
You want to come down?
I'll stay up here with the rest of the crew.
Okay. Y'all stand up behind them. Yeah.
Oh.
Let me see if I can. I'm going to take the picture, yeah. So, everything.
Come on, boo. Get in there.
Okay, I'll jump in.
Our mayor.
I'll jump in right
Yeah, come on, Sherry.
Congratulations.
All right, guys. Well done. Keep it up. Keep it up. Good job. Good job. Brought the heat. Let's get a picture. Good to see you. Good to see you. Congratulations. Yeah. Thank you all. Mr. Jack, good to see you. Oh, yeah. Probably sitting down there.
Great tennis center.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank y'all. Congratulations. Hey, man, what's going on, bro? You here with him? I didn't catch it.
That was
That
great.
was cute.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Jay.
Councilman Robinson, for organizing that. And we'll let everyone continue
Yeah, you
clearing
did a
out.
good job writing all their names down.
We're all out of sorts tonight, so we kind of have jumped in and tried to get some of the boring stuff knocked out
Boring, huh?
early.
I think it's perfect.
No, that was great. I was saying some of the other stuff.
Our lobby sure
Best
gets
part
loud.
was they kept voting.
They've been trained well.
Yeah.
They must have a teacher that
They're cute.
calls roll that way.
We're going to number 7.
Here comes Booby Jack.
We're going to mayor's comments now, or mayor's report.
She's out.
If
She's in the lobby.
Yeah.
Hold court.
Yeah.
Why don't we go to 7?
Yeah, we might want to do
On to 7, okay, yeah, well, let's do that then.
What are we going to do? 7, yeah.
All right, council, we're going to give the mayor some more time. So right now, we're going to move on to item number 7 that we skipped over earlier. This is a resolution that the city council authorizes and approves the contract between the city of Fairhope and Childress Site Works for the demolition of a dangerous building on the Fairhope Church of God in Christ property in the total amount not to exceed $22,500, and that the mayor, the building official, and the city attorney, and any other officials or employees acting under the direction of the mayor are empowered to do such things as are necessary to carry out the emergency demolition on the property and to otherwise carry out the purposes in this resolution. Yes, sir, Eric.
Yes, thank you, council. This is an item that was held over from the previous meeting, I think, and I didn't bring any visuals because I know we've looked at it a couple times. The building has continued to deteriorate, and kind of to reiterate where we were last, I know that Reverend Cody and the members of the church had asked for some time to try to make arrangements to demolish the church on their own. I know he is here along with some other representatives. My request at the time was, let's give them an extension, but if we're not able to come to a firm date that the church can take it down, I would like authorization to go on ahead and contract with Childress Site Works because it is a dangerous building. It fully meets the criteria of our ordinance, and it's the reason we have that ordinance in place.
All right. Reverend, would you have an update for us, if you don't mind? Sorry to ask you to get up.
No, that's fine. How y'all doing this?
We're good. How are you
Good.
doing?
I am here to ask for a little more time. Since I last,
It's okay. You're fine.
since I last talked to you all, I lost my sister
gosh.
And I buried her on this Saturday. So the 2 weeks I've been in Birmingham, back and forth to Birmingham. We do have a plan. We're doing a fundraiser. We're talking with Miss Godwin to get that corner lot, see if we can use her corner lot to do a fundraiser. We're just about halfway there for the price that we got, which is about $10,000 more than the city is wanting to charge us.
Less.
$10,000 less, I mean, yes. So we're asking for more time. The building is still the same way it was pretty much, and we do still have the tape around it. We're just asking y'all for a little more time. Let's try to get it together.
I've got a
Fine with
question,
that.
and Eric, I don't know if this is stepping outside of what our ordinance calls for, but is there an option or an opportunity to say, hey, if they found someone who can do it cheaper, from a safety standpoint, is there any reason for the city to maybe contract with that individual? Is that permissible, or is that not?
What we would have to do, the
Fair
requirement is based on the amount that we would get 3 quotes, which I
Okay.
did. And then, but and we can find out who it is. They have to go through the qualification process to be a city vendor, so there's,
Like
they have to do
insurance
the insurance,
licenses,
class
that kind of thing.
licensing, all of that. We could potentially get them licensed or get them approved as a city vendor, and we could go back out for quotes if it's a legitimate quote. And
Quotes, yeah, not bids.
if it's a legitimate quote that, they can handle the work and be able to do all the things that need to be done, then that's possible. And I'd be happy to talk to them and find out who they're talking with. My biggest thing, and I know in asking Reverend Cody, I want to make sure that it's not a group of volunteers, which a lot of times we have with different churches. It needs to be a licensed contractor that has workman's comp insurance, that has the proper insurance and things of that nature. That's a requirement, in basic city code, that people doing work like that, they need to be licensed contractors. So if they are, and their price is substantially better than the one we received, I'm happy to work with them and try to get them licensed.
I would say that the reason I'm bringing that up, because they're not arguing with anybody about whether the building needs to come down or not. And I just, I hate to create an additional hardship that's gonna cost them double. If there's an option for us to contract with their person, and maybe they, maybe they can put up what they have now, and we can pay the difference in order to have a smaller amount that has to be recorded as
And it
lien.
may be that by the time Eric
Actually
does what
comes
he needs
down.
to do, that you guys have been
Have
able
got
to
the
raise
other
the
money
remaining funds
raised.
anyway, so it may be that.
I just don't
that
want
the other
to,
step
I
is
just don't want to
unnecessary.
delay it when it's a serious potential health concern.
Hey, Jimmy?
Safety and
I'd like to
wellness.
speak.
Yes, ma'am.
Have y'all talked to the fire department,
Yes,
volunteer
no,
fire
I
department?
have a guy, he's done business with the city before. His
Okay.
name is Napoleon McCovery. He have a business license, and he's got liability insurance. That's what he do. He do demos.
Have you talked to the volunteer fire department?
No.
It's not
No.
a safe burn.
We have,
Can't do it?
It's not
Okay.
a safe burn.
I was just thinking if you just burn it, we can be done with it.
No, you can't.
But you still got to haul it off.
This
and
is not a
brick.
lesson for you seniors in high school, just burn it and be done with it. So,
that sounds good, but it's a lot.
It sounds good to me.
Yeah, thank you.
But-
Council President, I
Yes,
have a
sir.
question.
Yes, sir.
Marcus, is there any type of short-term insurance that you can get for 30 days, 60 days, or some kind of liability policy? Because the reason that we're even discussing delaying it is because you're worried about liability, right? In that you're worried about safety.
Well, the issue with the property owner is they now have a known dangerous situation, and you put them in jeopardy. Our ordinances are requiring it to be torn down for the nuisance value of it, the attractive nuisance value of it. So technically, yes, you could. I don't know how.
Kind of like a little umbrella policy, just a real short term in place, something for the owner to pick up for 30 days.
Pastor, I want to ask you, so you're talking with
Got
Ms.
any insurance
Godwin
agents out there?
about
Yes, a
potentially,
fundraiser only.
okay, now, what was your total cost?
It was 12,000. Yeah.
12,000, huh?
If anything happens, is the city liable for it? The church?
I'll call her.
I mean, I would say no.
Okay.
I mean, it's on private property.
Right.
I'll
And we
call
got-
Susan and
got
see if there's something we can
petition
work
out,
out
no
quick.
trespassing, yellow ribbons and all that.
The only concern is not necessarily city's liability, it's just the liability or the danger it presents to anybody who's in and around that area when and if something bad were to happen.
Right, I understand.
And we understand that, we really do. It's just, we couldn't get insurance when I came into the building because of what the prior person did. And, now we're at this point.
Well, council, how do y'all feel about asking Eric to see if he can't check the boxes with the
I want to
individual?
table
that-
it for another
Yeah,
2 weeks.
I think the timing of those two things together might end up working out just perfect.
Yeah.
I'll
You
reach
doing-
out to
okay
them
doing
and
that?
Find out who the contractor they're speaking to is, and let's find out if it's Mr. McCovery.
Yeah, you know him.
I do, that's, okay.
That sounds good.
Yeah, and I'm gonna call Susan
I
Godwin.
got this.
See.
Well,
We did ask them to have forward progress, and this is progress.
Yeah, for sure.
You found it, you
Absolutely.
got a project. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank y'all very
We'll
much.
make a motion to table this to the next meeting.
Sorry to hear about your sister.
motion and a second to table. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you, guys.
Any
Thank y'all very
You're
much.
welcome.
And
Thank you.
you.
ladies, thank you.
Booby Jack, I'll get that lemonade to you.
All right. Mayor, your report.
I'm going to keep my comments brief tonight. So we have Coach Ross here with us, who is going to tell us a little bit about the upcoming football season and introduce the senior football players and cheerleaders. So excited about doing that. But want to remind everybody that you do vote tomorrow on August the 11th. There's only one thing on the ballot, but you do vote tomorrow. If you need more information on that, I would say visit the Secretary of State's website for your polling location. And of course, polls are usually open 7 to 7. Also, the pool will open this week. At the end of the week, we started filling the pool today, so really excited about that. Y'all are going to be really surprised at the look of the inside of the pool. It's great, and excited to get that back open. And just want to wish everybody a great first day of school on Wednesday, and look forward to seeing all the back to school photos on social media. And just again, want to thank our principals, administrators, all the teachers for everything they do, all year long for taking care of our students, and all the parents, because I know it's always fun to get the kids back in school and get back in that routine. So, and with that being said, now I'm going to turn it over to Coach Ross.
Good evening, Coach.
Good evening.
Hey, Coach.
Thank y'all for having me. I guess when Josh and I talked with Miss Sullivan and talked with Sherry, and she asked me to come, I was like, well, let me see what I want to talk about and speak. But first of all, I know this is about these boys, not about me, but I will say it's an honor to stand in front of y'all. And what a beautiful city. What an awesome place. Great kids, great community. This is what, to my opinion, what Slice of Americana is about, high school sports and high school football. It's a community-driven place. You can still do that here in Fairhope, Alabama. So, man, we're just excited, honored to represent you guys. Obviously we represent the tradition of Fairhope High School, but I realize that when you coach at a town like Fairhope, you represent that whole community. So, and leading into that, that's kind of our goals with these boys. I will tell you this is, I told them that the first day I ever met them, said, hey, look, I want to win. I hate losing. I never grew up. Okay, I never got over losing. All right, but ultimately, I want them to represent themselves, their families, their community. There's a right way of doing things, and I've told them this: if at the end of this, when they get done with this season, and this is our goals, and it's always going to be our goals, did they reach their potential? And did they earn it? They didn't cheat their way. They didn't take shortcuts. Man, we earned it. All right, and that goes a lot. Now, obviously, if we reached our potential, maybe we didn't have more points than another team. But if we reached our potential, I can live with that. They can live with that. So our goals for this year, whatever that means, I want to win them all, but I want us to reach our potential, and I want us to earn it. And earning it means, man, and that's what we're doing every day now, is building the habits to be successful Friday night. But it's my job, and I've told the parents this, it's like supplemental insurance. I'm trying to instill the same things they're doing at their house, man. Work ethic, attitude, trying to get them to be tough. I want them to be disciplined people. I want them to love the game, and that is our core values, and that is the things that I tell them daily. Hey, there's a right way of taking on each day and each challenge. So anyway, I stand before you to tell you, man, what a great group. At this time, I'll have our seniors stand up, senior cheerleaders stand up.
Big boys.
They are, and I know I can speak I can speak for the cheerleaders. I've seen them and they're working as well. But man, our boys have had a really good summer. They had a really good start to August camp. I know they're excited. I did have the pleasure of having all the senior boys over at my house last night for senior dinner. And we got some good boys, man. We have some good young men. They're just they're raised right. They're about the right stuff, and I was proud to have them in my home. So I know they're going to make y'all proud. They're going to represent this city the right way. So I know we're going to have a really good year. Looking forward to that, and we kick it off next Friday. We do have to go out of state, and I do need to talk to Coach Carter about that because he got the schedule set up with a team that's got a South Alabama running back that's committed to him. So anyway, that's fine. We'll take on the challenge. It'll be good. Our boys aren't going to back down. So, but
You
anyway.
must have a very large house.
What's that?
You
No, it
must
was
have a
pretty
very large
packed.
house.
My wife was sweating it, but they had a good time. We set up cornhole in the back and some different games. We had a good time. It was a lot of fun. So, but thank y'all. Thank y'all for having us out here, and I hope we can, like I said, represent y'all and make everyone proud.
All right.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
You want, also say, we have a little bit of time. Y'all want to line up and tell us at least for the cheerleaders, just tell us your name. The players can tell us where they play, and then y'all can just file out that way. Yeah, come on. Come on up.
And then come and give us a high five here at the council.
Just say your name.
Okay, I'm a senior and I'm Hallie Smith.
Hey, Holly.
Hey, Hallie.
I'm Madeline Hart.
Madeline.
I'm Mary Cooper.
Mary Cooper.
I'm Brady.
Brady.
Hi, I'm Percy Jane.
Chrissy. And where are the rest of the cheerleaders?
It's you.
This is just our seniors. We only
Oh,
have
just your
7
senior.
seniors.
Okay,
Yes,
gotcha,
ma'am.
gotcha.
Okay.
Thank you, remember. Hey, girls.
Thank you.
I'm Jaden Wallace. I'm a kicker.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
I'm Luke Clauside, and I'm a defensive end. I'm Nick Roncesvalles. I'm the running back.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Dylan Gilbert. I'm the DB.
I'm Nehemiah Barnett, offensive tackle.
Gibson Delafosse, center.
Daniel Howell, nose guard.
Benito Diaz, linebacker. Brian Armstrong, nose guard.
I'm Caleb Milton, a nose guard.
Aiden Johnson, cameraman.
James Kirby, I'm a D lineman.
Leo Palumbo, kicker.
George Coons, outside linebacker.
John Carter, linebacker. Jamison Stevens, defensive end.
Ty Bevan, O lineman.
Jay Anmaker, quarterback.
Owen Reineck, tackle.
Hayden Woodford, wide receiver.
Ashton Knoll, safety.
Braden Bradley, slot receiver.
Jonathan Erickson, tight end.
Trey Garner, quarterback.
Cooper Bell, receiver. Jay Robinson Jr., linebacker. Sam Roach, DB.
Gus Faulkner, boundary, safety.
How many quarterbacks?
Just 2 in that group. The giant one you see right there.
Right.
Yeah, that's what he said, he's quarterback.
Are you taking a picture, Mayor?
Going to the NFL on top of their bedroom door.
We got public
We got
participation.
public- we might-
Let's do that. Let's finish the meeting.
We'll finish the meeting, I guess. We'll knock it down. Okay.
They can hear us.
If they want to hold up for just a second. All right.
They're filing out. Don't worry.
Oh, well. Next item on the agenda is public participation for anything if you wish to address the council. Floor is open. You got 3 minutes. Just give your name and address.
Over.
Yes,
Good
sir.
evening. Gary Gover, 300 Lincoln Street. For years, I've had my utility bill taken care of by automatic payments. But I had occasion to take a look at the utility bill for some reason I've forgotten recently. And I was surprised to see that my water bill is running around $25 a month, but the sewer charge is $50 a month. And that struck me as a little bit out of balance. And then I took a look at the package that you got for tonight's agenda and the ordinance about making some correction to the business of the rates and the tap fees and so on. And what I saw was that the water-only meters are associated with a separate tap from the regular house water service meters. And that service that is tapped for the water-only meter is to be used only with an automated irrigation system. But, for example, I use a lot of water just to wash cars. Doesn't go to the water treatment facility. I use a lot of water for plants, flowers, my cats. and so there's a whole bunch of water that I don't send off as sewer. So the charging me this extraordinary double rate for the sewage versus the water for a lot of use that doesn't go to the sewer struck me as being a little out of balance.
You can get a separate meter if you want to have a water only.
But you have to get a separate tap, and the only thing you can do with it is automated irrigation, right? Now, so my question is, why not consider the possibility of putting 2 meters in off of one tap, one to take care of uses that are things like watering your plants and you're using an irrigation system, or washing your house, washing your vehicles, and all those other things that have nothing to do with sewage. And maybe then the cost of sewage for the typical household would drop because you'd have a different balance of charges and so on and so forth. And you have an item coming up where you're going to have a consultant take a look at this and figure out how to balance that system so that you can share the cost of getting water into neighborhoods is going to be taken care of by the fees that you're going to collect and so on and so forth. Very complex issue. Take a lot of thought. But the idea of opening up the use of a water charge only meter for things like I'm going to wash the windows on the outside of my house today and that sort of thing seems to me to be a much fairer thing to do for the community. So then the typical householder can say, I'm going to conserve my use of the sewer facility. I'm going to, and so on, and that sort of thing. I think it would be a good idea to revisit this issue and figure out how you can do a better job in providing your water sewer service to the community.
All right, well, thank you very much for your comments. Appreciate it. We can certainly entertain that. Floor is still open. All right, seeing no one else, we'll go ahead and close public participation. Would someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Yeah, thank you. Good.
Thanks for pinch hitting there.